Hello, welcome to PJ Yoga with TJ. I appreciate you coming and sharing this class with me. And as I said last week, the word I drew for this class was play. So everyone knows what play is. Play's fun for adults, children, anybody, any age. So play is maximize every moment of aliveness. That's what play is so good for you. Experience pleasurable involvement in all your activities and enjoy what you are doing. In other words, just have fun. So I thought about maybe just doing fun poses. And I'm like, well, almost all yoga poses can be fun unless they're extremely hard. Then unless you're extremely advanced in your yoga, that might not be too much fun. So I decided that I would focus on what makes us feel like we're having fun or brings pleasure to us. And it is the release of dopamine in the brain. So we're doing some yoga poses that helps to release dopamine, which is always a good thing. And usually when you're playing and having fun, laughing, those kinds of things release dopamine naturally in the brain. So, um, we're going to do a new breath work. It's called finger breathing. Oh, before I go on, I see down here, I should tell you that you need to have a blanket, bolster, blocks, and your eye mask if you join me for Shavasana. So, finger breathing. It's a new one that I came across while I was looking at this class, and I thought, wow, that looks really, really good. And I tried it, and it is very relaxing. And it is a great one that you can use if you're a teacher in a classroom with little kids or even older kids if, they don't think you're too weird. But you take your hand and then you take your index finger. I'm going to hold it this way because this is how you would hold your hand. Well, you take your right hand. It doesn't matter. We'll start with the right hand. And you're going to breathe in through your nose as you come up the thumb and out your mouth as you go down. In, out the mouth, in, out the mouth, in, out the mouth, in, out the mouth. And then you come back in, up, down, up, inhale, down, exhale through the mouth, inhale the nose, exhale the mouth, inhale the nose, exhale the mouth, inhale and exhale. Then you repeat it on the other hand. So that's your breathing. And the point of touching as you're doing your breathing, remember it's inhale through the nose, up, exhale through the mouth, out with your is it stimulates the amygdala, which is when you do that, you cannot possibly be worrying or fretting about anything when that part of the brain is stimulated because it's taking all of your mindfulness to a point. So there's the physical here and then the breathing here. Because a lot of times if you're breathing, especially if someone is counting for you and it's just kind of a passive breath work, you can be thinking about all kinds of things. And for the mindful moments, we're trying to not think about anything. And then that is when the brain can actually start releasing dopamine because it's like relaxing. It's just not doing anything but concentrating on the breath work here. So when we get to that part, remember it's inhale up, exhale, inhale up, exhale, And it's very relaxing. It's a great one to do before you go to bed. I did it last night before I went to bed, and I don't even know if I finished because I kind of fell out. So that's a good thing. My mindfulness just got all of my things that I worry about out of my mind, and I completely relaxed. So we should be ready. We're going to start by sitting on a bolster and a modified hero's pose. So, or a blanket. And I hope that you will enjoy this class. I enjoyed putting it together, practicing it, and I'm really good. So I'm releasing a lot of endorphins this week because I'll be practicing it all week long for my class on Friday night or Friday afternoon that I do. So we're going to sit here. This is just more comfortable. We're going to close our eyes down and just think about why we came to the mat today. What's our purpose? I'm going to get my clock going. And think about the word play and why we enjoy play so much, because it takes our mind off of our trials and tribulations. It just gets you completely focused on what you're enjoying at the moment. And that's kind of what mindfulness moments are for, too. I'm going to move this spot cleared. So I hope you've been just relaxing, thinking about the class. And now, as you keep your eyes closed, we're going to do 2 rounds of breathing. So we're going to inhale our arms up, all through the nose here, as we breathe up, and then we will exhale through the mouth. Inhale, arms up. This time, put your palms together, and they're up over your head. And as you exhale, we will come down with the hands in prayer position to our heart center. On your next exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. One more deep breath in for a prayer hand release. Inhale up. Hands in prayer. Exhale. Should have ended. You can flutter your eyes open. Should have ended like this. And now we're going to do a round of finger breathing just to practice, so that, well, not just to practice, but to get our mind cleared for our class. And then when we lay down for Shavasana, you will have at least one practice session in. So here we go. And I'm not going to say inhale, exhale. I just want you to do it at your own pace. And we'll do both hands. And we begin. Inhale. I'm starting on my other hand. Should have felt really nice. My head actually feels kind of like it's kind of that foggy state, you know, before you go to sleep. So we've got our practice finger breathing in and our prayer hand breathing. So let's go ahead and we're going to move our bolster out of the way and come into a nice tabletop. So here on tabletop, we're going to do several cat-cows. That's my dog. Are you okay, buddy? Oh, he can't hear either, so there's no point talking to him. He has those episodes every so often. I think it might be allergies. Here we go. Inhale up. Cat. Arching the back. Exhale. Ow. Inhale up. Into cat. And I want you to pay particular attention to the arching of your back in cat, because it's going to be very important in a few of the poses that we're doing. On your next exhale, go into cow. Inhale, cat. Fully hold that arch. Just breathe normally, holding in your belly. Exhale, cow. For our next move, it's a moving cat. So I want you to take your your knees out just a little bit wider, like you're going to come in a child's pose. Your big toes should be touching. And here we go. We're going to inhale into a cat. You might want to watch the first one. And we're going to exhale and keep the arch and the cat on your back as you come down, bringing the knees to chest, the knees to toes, the knees to head. Gosh, can't talk. Thinking about my up over there. And then we will inhale, keeping that arch of the cat in still. So you're coming up and you should be in a cat position. And now exhale into cow. We're doing a playful cat because our theme is play. And you know how cats arch and then they hop around? Well, we're not going to hop around because I don't think we can do that. But we're going to keep the arch as we go into child's pose. Here we go. Let's do it together, and we'll do 3 rounds of this. Inhale into cat. The arch. Exhale as you slowly come back, bringing the head to the knees. So I'm really arching my head down. Just breathe normally here. Keep the arch in your back. That's the important part. Inhale. Come up slowly. Exhale, cow. Oh, yeah, that feels good. Inhale, cat. Keep the arch as you exhale down into a playful cat child's pose. Head's really crunching in. Keep the arch in the back towards the knees. They're not going to hit it, but that's the direction you're going. Inhale. Come up. You should still be in a cat. Exhale. Cow. Now for the next stage, we will also work off of the child's pose, cat pose. And we were going to do what's called a hanging cobra. So you might want to watch as I show you how we do the next sequence here. So we're going to keep your knees wide, your toes together, like you're coming into child's pose. So inhale into cat. Exhale as you come back into your playful cat child's pose. Keep the arch. Inhale. Come up. Let your hands slide forward. And bringing your belly down to the mat. And my feet are raising up. Press up into hanging cobra. Exhale into cat. Inhale and exhale as you lower down into child's pose. Inhale up. As you keep your, I have to move my hands up a little bit. Keep your toes together, bringing the lower part of your belly to the mat. Mine's not quite touching. Looking up into hanging cobra. So a little bit of a back bend. Just breathe normally up here. And then take a nice big inhale. Exhale back into cat. Inhale. Exhale back into your child's pose. Just breathe normally here. Keeping that back arched. Inhale. Up. As you're moving up for hanging cobra, I'm walking my hands up a little bit. Trying to bring my lower part of my belly down to the mat, keeping my head up. You can do it on your forearms if that's too much for your hands, or a modified hanging cobra, but you don't get as good of a back bend that way. But depending on your body, that may be what you need to do. Inhale up into cat. Bringing your hands back, really keeping that arch. Laying down into child's pose. Take the arch out of your back and try to push your mat with your hands so that you're pushing your body back into a well-engaged child's pose. You should feel that through the upper back and the shoulders. Take a couple of breaths here and then relax into child's pose. Just doing nothing but relaxing. You can turn your head from one side to the other if you prefer the head turned, or you can keep your forehead on the mat. If you turn your head one way, try to turn it the other just to keep the balance. You should feel a really nice stretch through your inner groin. And just relaxing. We're going to do one more hanging cobra. So we're going to inhale and arch the back. And exhale as we move forward. Bringing the lower part of the belly close to the mat. It's not all the way down there. The toes stay together. I'm really arching my head up. Opening up the heart center. Doing a little bit deeper back bend. We bend forward a lot, but we don't bend backwards very much. And then we lose the flexibility in our spines. And then inhale and exhale, coming into a tabletop. If we keep our spines flexible, you know, we have the spinal fluid that goes up and down the whole spine that nourishes everything. And we don't get anything blocked. And it keeps our brain working better because it's doesn't have any blocked channels in our body. So here in tabletop, let's curl our toes under. We're going to come back, grab your blanket if you brought one to class. We're going to put this underneath our ankles. You have to come out here for a modified camel pose. You notice we're doing a lot of back bends in this class because we're, like I said, opening up the full spine, which ultimately leads up here to the brainstem. I already feel better already. So for a modified camel's pose, and if you are capable of doing a full-blown camel's pose, you can do it, or you can just stay with us. I kind of prefer you stay doing the modified because of the different things that we're doing around it. It would be easier than a full camel pose. But it's your practice. And before we even do the camel pose, we're going to target two areas. One is the shoulder blades, pinching together. I want you to feel that. And then it will also be strengthening your triceps if you do it correctly. So we will practice the clenching of the shoulder blades before we get into the camel pose. And then I want you to be aware of the muscles that I want you to be using in the neck so that you're not letting your neck flop back too far or keeping it too far forward, because we want to build the neck muscle strength to keep the neck in place. So let's start with the shoulder blades first. So we're going to inhale our arms just out to our side at about a 45-degree angle. And then we're going to exhale them back around. We're going to clasp our fingers together if you can. If you can't, you could use a blanket or, a towel or a strap to hold, because I want you really tightening these arm muscles up and pinching the shoulders together. So we have our hands clasped behind us. We're sitting up nice and straight, and we're just going to inhale the arms up. You should immediately feel that pinch and the shoulder blades really coming together like you're trying to connect them. And then we're going to inhale and raise the arms up a little bit and exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. And then release those and just let your arms kind of flow around. Do some movements. Do something that feels enjoyable to you, because the class is all about enjoying what we're doing. And let's do a couple of shoulder rolls back. You probably notice I normally don't do shoulder rolls forward because we do a lot of shoulder rolling forward in our normal daily life. But very few of us remember to exaggerate the shoulder rolls back in our life. Like you sit at a desk, you're forward. And we're trying to counterbalance our bad posture. And just bring that to stillness. And now we're going to work on our neck muscle. So we're going to take our hands and put this around our head. I'll turn this way so you can see. And I like my blanket under my ankles. It's a lot more comfortable in this modified heroes pose actually too. So we're just going to take this and we're going to lift, like we're lifting our skull up, and we're going to try to push our head back, but it's not going to go anywhere because we're pushing our hands forward to keep it mobilized. But I want you to feel those muscles on the neck that are being engaged with this movement, and then release that. Then we're going to take our hand to make a fist. We're going to place that in the middle of our forehead. I'll come up here and show you. You okay? So I have my hand in the middle of my forehead. I'll turn sideways. And I'm going to try to push my forehead and move my hand, but my hand is going to stop that. And you will feel these muscles along here really engaging and strengthening. And those are the muscles I want you release that to use when we're in our modified camel. The clenching of the shoulder blades and these muscles right along the neck. Okay, we're going to do that process one more time, and then we will go into our camel, modified camel. So inhale the hands to hold the head, and I'm going to pull my head up and then try to push it back as my hands keep it from moving. Really use those muscles, tighten your tummies. It's an isometric exercise to get us ready for camel pose. And release that. It should feel really good. Actually, it kind of releases a lot of tension when you do that. Anytime you do isometrics, if you have a tight muscle, it will help it to relax. Take your other hand, make your fist, place that in the middle of your forehead. Inhale, nice deep breath as you bring your body up to a nice straight posture, and push your forehead against your fist, not going anywhere. Feeling all of those muscles from the ear down to the shoulder engaging. And then release that. And now we're ready for our modified camel pose. Here we go. We're going to, if you want to watch the first one, you can. We're going to inhale our arms up at 45-degree angle. Exhale as we place them back behind us on our fingertips. Inhale, feel those neck muscles engage that we targeted with our isometric exercise. Push the chest up as high to the ceiling as possible so that your back is really arching. Your head is staying stable over your shoulders and not dipping back like this. That we want to keep those neck muscles engaged and really pinch the shoulders together, the shoulder blades, sorry. And then inhale up and release. Come over into a child's pose. Letting the back arch the opposite direction. Engage in your child's pose here by pulling, like you're trying to pull the mat towards you. You should feel that through the shoulders, and release. Inhale up in the tabletop. And then exhale. Inhale into a cat. We're using a lot of cats. Counterbalancing that back bend. And then exhale back into a modified camel pose. Pinching your shoulders together, shoulder blades, engaging those neck muscles. And then exhale over into tabletop. It's a lot of pressure on your fingertips. Whew. We're going to curl our toes under. I'm going to move my blanket out of the way and go to our next sequence. So curls toed under. Take your hands out a hand width up from tabletop position and inhale. Exhale up into down dog. Let's walk our dog out. Oh, it feels really good. Inhale, exhale over into plank. And then we're going to exhale down into baby cobra. Another back bend. We've done hanging cobra, baby cobra, and camel pose. Exhale back up and come into another child's pose. Really stretch your arms out as far as you can and then pull so that you're doing a well engaged baby pose with those shoulders. And relax. Inhale up. Curl your toes under. Exhale up into down dog. Really letting that head hang loosely in between your arms. Walk your dog out. Bring that to stillness when you've done equal sides. Really raise up on your toes and try to lower your heels down to the mat. You may or may not get there. Inhale up on your toes. Press your toes into the mat. Exhale, heels down. Inhale. Roll over into plank. We'll hold this for a few seconds. We'll try for 30 seconds, I think. Just breathe normally. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down. And inhale up into baby cobra. Curl your toes under. Exhale up into plank. Roll back up into down dog. And walk your feet forward. Coming up into Tadasana. Whoo, that was a workout. And in Tadasana, we're going to go into a chair pose. Hold this for a few seconds. Inhale up. Arms up. Coming into a standing back bend. Just simply leaning back. Don't let your head flop. Remember the muscles that we engaged for modified camel. Use those same muscles to keep the head stable. Doing a lot of neck strengthening in this class also. On your next exhale, let yourself bend to forward fold. Grasp opposite elbows for ragdoll. Inhale up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale. And exhale the right foot back for warrior one. So get your stance. The right foot is back behind me. It has a slight angle to it. We're going to inhale and exhale as we bend the knee, the left knee, into warrior one. Inhale, legs straight. Exhale, arms back behind you, clasping your hands together. Another pinch through the shoulders, shoulder blades. I keep saying shoulders, it's shoulder blades. We're pinching our shoulder blades together, or some people call it your wings. Do a nice inhale and exhale as you lean forward, leg straight, chest laying over thigh for humble warrior. What are you humble about today? Maybe your limitations in the yoga poses? I am. Inhale up. Exhale, releasing the hands, and the right foot comes to meet the left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale as you bring them down and step the left foot back for warrior one. Lower down. Inhale the arms up. Warrior one. A strong warrior for the day. Standing up nice and straight. Back straight. Warrior one. A slight bend. Not too much because we'll do humble warrior with a big bend. Inhale, exhale as you straighten the leg and bring the hands back together to clasp behind your back. Inhale, raising the palms up, pinching those shoulder blades together. Again, opening up that heart chest, keeping your head over your shoulders, neck strong. On your next exhale, slowly bend forward as you try to come down to place your chest on your leg, keeping the arms raised up high for humble warrior again. Be humble in your poses and you won't get hurt. Don't ever try to do one that you cannot do. Always do a modification. Don't come down as far. Stay up higher. Whatever you need to do for your body. Bring that strength into your legs. Inhale up. Release the arms and bring the legs back together. Shake it out. I'm going to turn this way because we're going to do Warrior 2 next. Warrior 2 and triangle pose. So if you have a block handy, you can grab it. You can watch how I do it the first time and join me for the second, or join me after you figure out what we're doing. So if you're going to use a block, when we step out for Warrior 2, step the right foot out to the short end of the mat. The left foot is back behind me at a little bit of an angle with my right heel lined up with the arch of the left foot. And for triangle pose, you will place the block behind your foot. I may be looser now. This morning when I tried, I was way too tight to even come down very far. So that's being humble and not trying to overdo what my body is not ready. So here we go. Let's go into Warrior 2. Inhale, arms up, halfway. Exhale, right foot to the front. Make sure you're lined up. Right now I'm got my legs, and exhale as I squat down into that, keeping the knee over the ankle, not going out over the toe. Gazing over my right hand because I've got my right foot forward. A nice, strong warrior stance. Maybe gazing into the sunset or gazing into the sun rising. Inhale, straighten the leg. As you bring the right hand back over behind you, getting ready for our triangle. Keeping the legs straight, exhale, and bending a side stretch, straight down for our triangle pose. And I think I could reach my block if I would have put it closer. There we go. I can get down further. This morning I was way too tight, but you can see here, my back is straight, lined up, projecting that hip out. My torso is facing the front. If you are looking anything like this to get to there, you're doing an injustice. This morning I literally could only come this far. So I've already loosen up. That's why it's important to not overdo. Inhale up. Exhale the right foot forward. Bring the legs together and shake it out. We'll go to the left side. We'll see if my left side has loosened up any from the other poses. I just did a quick run through this morning, maybe 20 minutes. So it's much later now, of course, and I've gone through a bunch of other exercises. Here we go. We're going to inhale, arms halfway, step the left foot forward. Right foot is now back. My heel is lined up with the arch of the right foot. Inhale and exhale as you squat down into your Warrior 2. And I've got my block over here. While I'm in Warrior 2, I'm going to bring it up closer to be right behind my foot on the outside of my left foot. Just holding this for a moment. I feel so much better. I do think that I am releasing endorphins. I always release endorphins when I exercise, and hopefully I'm releasing some dopamine too. Inhale. Exhale, straighten the foot, the leg, as you bring the left hand over to the back side. Still nice and straight in my back. And then exhale, cartwheeling my right hand over. My left hand is going to reach down. I'll also see how I went this way. That's not a good triangle. I may not be able to get the left side down. We'll see. Nope. This is as far as I can go here. My hand is about on my knee. Some days are better than others. Just always keep that in mind. But this is a good triangle here. And then exhale, coming up. Bringing the hands down. Keep the feet apart. We're going to immediately go into goddess pose. Inhale, arms up to goal post, and exhale as you come down. Inhale up. We'll do one more warrior two and triangle. Bring my feet together. Inhale, arms halfway up. Exhale, right foot forward, left foot back. Inhale and exhale as you sink down into your warrior two pose, gazing over your right hand. On your next inhale, straighten the right knee. Bring the right hand back. This is just to give us a good opposite stretch. Exhale as you cartwheel your hands over into triangle pose. This side is definitely a lot looser. I didn't bring my block over, but it can just rest here beside my leg. Keep the left arm straight in triangle pose. We try to have straight angles. Inhale up. Exhale, right foot turns to the right, to the front. Exhale, left foot turns. Inhale and exhale as you lower down into your warrior two for the left side. Gaze out over your left hand. This pose also really helps to strengthen the knee areas, the muscles around the knee. I like to do this one. I discovered that it really helps to stabilize especially my left knee. I have an injury there. And then inhale, legs straight. As you exhale, the left arm over. Inhale, keeping the leg straight. Cartwheeling the right hand over into triangle pose or Trikonasana. I always like this. I like the name of this one, Trikonasana. And exhale as you bring the arms out straight. Legs stay wide. Turn your feet out at an angle, 45-degree angle. Inhale the hands straight up so you have goalpost arms, and exhale as you come down into goddess pose. And here we're going to do a little bit of our toe exercise. So press the 4 little toes into the mat. Try to raise up the big toe. And then press the big toe in the mat and raise up the 4 little toes. And then press all toes into the mat. That's really hard in this position. Keep your back straight. Inhale Exhale, forward fold. Place your hands on the mat. Bring your feet in together a little bit so we can go into squat position. When you're in the right place with your legs, go into your squat, prayer hands so that your elbows are pushing on the inside of your thighs, right below the knees. Great position here for your digestive system. Excellent. If you get constipated, do some of these. Feels so good. Let's do a couple of breaths here. So let's inhale the arms up into prayer hands. Exhale down. Press the knees out. Inhale up. Prayer hands. Exhale, hands down. Press the knees out. Feels good. And then bring the hands down to the mat as you walk yourself forward into a tabletop. I think I had something else in here I was going to do. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we're coming into tabletop. And then we're just going to lay down on our bellies for locust, full locust pose. Another small back bend. Really got a lot of spinal health in our release the dopamine class too. So for locust, we're just going to come down with your forehead on the mat. You'll inhale, bring the hands back behind you, clasp the fingers together. We've been doing this for several of the poses. Do a nice inhale. Feet are about a 45-degree angle out, toes pointing towards the opposite end of the mat from your head. And as you exhale, bring your chest and your legs up and your hands raise up, pinching those shoulder blades together again. Full locust. This is also good for digestion, as well as flexibility in the spine and low back pain. And then as you exhale, bring all that down. We're just going to do one locust. We're going to roll over onto our bellies. Ooh, that feels so good. I hope that you're feeling well too. This has put you in a better mood. So we're here in restorative rest pose for just a few seconds to kind of let everything settle and think about. I hope you had fun in my playfulness class. It's kind of like we went on an African tour or something, maybe. We did a lot of African animals, cobras, camel, snakes. Oh, I don't like snakes, but I do like the yoga poses. Let's inhale, knees to chest. Take your hands, put them on top of your shins, really pulling the knees to the head. I'm going to do a full-blown wind-blowing pose, another one for digestion. Or if you have gas, this is a great one to do if you're bloated. Inhale and exhale the head towards the knees and just hold it here. And just breathe normally, really curled up, like we're kind of like we're in a child's pose, but we're doing it from the opposite side. Inhale and exhale as you release that. And you can hold either behind your thighs or you can still stay up here and do a modified wind blowing pose that includes a nice low back massage. That was very good. Oh, here my tummy's rumbling now. I guess I squished it. I got my intestines probably. Got something moving around. It is getting to be kind of lunchtime too, so it could be that. And then bring that to stillness. Inhale the left foot down to the mat. Keep the right foot up at a 90 degree. My hands are on my shins. I'm going to inhale and exhale as I really pull that knee to my chest. This is all part of the wind blowing pose. Giving a nice gentle massage to the internal organs on the right side only this time. We do both knees, that's all of it. Inhale away, place the right foot down. Exhale the left foot up, 90 degrees. Inhale. Exhale as you pull the knee to the chest, really pull it in there tight, giving the left side of your abdominal cavity a nice gentle massage. Inhale. Place the left foot down. Exhale as you bring your feet straight out. Inhale the arms overhead for a full body stretch. Oh, that feels really good. And exhale and release. Get your setup for Shavasana. And then we will do another round of finger breathing, and you will go at your own pace. I'm going to put my socks on. I have to keep my feet warm when I go to Shavasana. And I like a bolster under my legs, or you can use a pillow, or a lot of people use the blocks under their knees. Whatever you have and whatever you prefer and works for you best. And remember, the finger breathing is trace it with your index finger. When you're going up, you're inhaling in the nose, and when you go down, you're exhaling out the mouth. And try to make your little noise. You'll do one hand, go back over, switch hands, and then back over, opposite direction. And then just relax. Think about the class, what you liked from it, what you took away that might be beneficial to you, and kind of think about how you feel, what body parts feel better, what body parts still need to have maybe some stretching or something done. And then after you finish your finger breathing, just relax, and then I will meet you back here for Namaste in about 10 minutes or so. Let me get my clock up here so I can keep track of the time. And I will get us started on the finger breathing, and then you will be on your own. I'm going to set my clock. I could fall asleep. I'm pretty relaxed. But I'll try not to. Okay. Close your eyes down or put your eye mask on. And index finger at the base of your thumb. Inhale. taking any nice long breaths, stretches, any wiggles that you feel that your body needs before sitting up into an easy pose, and joining me with a namaste and our last quote of the day. And then when you feel ready, roll over onto your, let's go on our right side for heart health today. And come into a fetal position. And take a couple of nice breaths there. And when you feel ready, take your left hand and push yourself up nice and slow with your head coming up last. And I hope that you come up that way. I always come out of my Shavasana that way. It's a great way to not get dizzy. It's a good way to kind of come back to the reality of your life here. So let's take our hands and rub them together briskly, bringing love, joy, and a sense of playfulness into our heart center today. I bow my head in honor of you and ask that you honor the light and others. Namaste. Again, thank you for joining me, and I'll leave you with a quote from George Bernard Shaw, and I really like this quote. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. So keep that in mind. That's why grandkids are such a blessing, I think, as you get older, because they do things, say things that keep you young at heart. And I will now draw our word for next week. Oh, it just came right up into my hand there. Expectancy. So I will be working on a class this week that has to do with expectancy and what I can put with it. I'll be excited to see what I'm led to share with you. Ta-ta for now. Thank you for joining me, and have a great, playful rest of the day.